Sibling Rivalry listeners, by popular demand, back is a little, well, not little, but I don't mean,
Boy, bye.
I mean, one of my besties, Arcia, is back, y'all. Hey, Stokes.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Monet. I'm so delighted to be back.
It's so weird to hear you call me Monet. You never call me Monet.
I never call you Monet, but I don't know if I could call you a government one.
And you can call me whatever you want to call me.
Okay, hey, Biggie.
You so damn rude. Look, I went to the Victoria Monet concert. Yo, she is so good, Arcia.
How was it?
It was good. She sounds great live. Her fucking dance, she like dances the whole time. Her dancing is so clean.
Really? I think I saw a
It's
clip
just
on TikTok, I believe, and she was killing it the entire time.
she fucking killed it. She really, really did a good job. Y'all, if
Where did you
she's,
see
I don't
the
know how
show?
where she's, huh?
Where did you see the show?
I saw it in LA on the 11th at the Fonda Theater. It's like really right. It's in Hollywood, and it was just really 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 good. And also because of Beyonce, I think a lot of performers like so. I don't know if she said this on social media, but everyone wore brown because her color is like brown. So like everyone who
Okay.
went to the tour like had on like brown, like how Renaissance
So
silver.
Beyonce, she set the tone. So everyone wore silver for Beyonce or the metallic.
Girl,
Okay, yes.
girl, Beyonce is she is a trend. She's a whole movement. Anytime you want to do
An
something.
entire movement because of Beyonce. Everyone wears aluminum foil. Like she's an entire she shifted the culture. That's what she does. She's a culture shifter.
So Arcia, Dewan, and I, my two besties, we went to. Well, I was gonna say my oldest besties. Y'all are some of my oldest, but y'all are not my oldest best friends.
Okay, just let set the record straight that we're still your best friends, old, new, in between. Just
No
let
one
the
said that
people.
you weren't.
Okay, great. I just want that to be. I want that to be solidified. Great. Now
Kamika is
continue
my
to talk
oldest
to me.
best friend. At one time, Arcia tried to fight with Kamika
I have not. I haven't. I've never even met Kamika. When have I tried to fight Kamika?
on social media. You tried to fight with her.
You're literally making this up as we go along. So continue. So and then what did I say? Tell the story. What did I say?
No, no, I'm kidding. Dewad, RC, and I, we became best friends in college, and we went to go see Renaissance together because I saw it in LA with some friends, and I was like, you know what? Like, this is gonna sound shady, or it's gonna, but it's really not. But like, I just feel like the Renaissance experience, I wanted to like do it with like black people as well, because I was like, just like the vibe and energy was just different. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I
How
I, I
so? How
texted Dewad.
so? Do tell. How so?
And I had fun with my other friends too, because also Andy was there. We had a really good time, but it's just like this like culture experience, this like really queer, black, like I wanted that experience. And
Raunchy.
yeah, so I texted the one at RCI. I was like, what y'all doing on this date? And they're like, oh, nothing, I'm free. Like, I'm free. I was like, can y'all get to Houston on this day?
No,
And
first
RC was
it
like,
was
wow.
it was Kansas City. Yes,
Oh yeah,
first.
first Kansas City, but then I couldn't do it because I had to film something in New York. So then we did Houston, and I'm happy we did Houston because it was her first hometown show.
Yes, it was lit. It was so the energy we saw it. We saw Lizzo there. We saw Latoya Luckett.
Yeah.
Um, but when we walked in, I'm like, "Are we here to see Beyonce or are we here to see Monet?" I'm like, "Can we get to our seats?" It's like Monet, 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 and then they wouldn't let us get to the floor seats, so we had
Oh
to
my,
rush back to the where did we back to the
we
entrance, right?
we or me?
We, sweetie, we French,
Okay.
we.
Okay, so now you're speaking French now. We. Yeah, we.
We ran back, and I was barefooted because my boots were hurting.
So y'all, first of all, start seeing by these fucking cowboy boots to go to the show. When I tell y'all, we leaving the hotel, she was like, "Y'all, my feet hurt." I was like, "We we just left the hotel like 2 minutes ago. How do your feet hurt
Did
already?"
I not have blisters on the back of my feet at the end of the night?
You did have blisters under your feet.
We have to show. We
So
have to show the people a picture. Your shoes is off too.
my, I mean, well, send me the picture. I'll make sure they put it up in the podcast.
Let the people see. Okay.
So, we will do that at the end. Jacob, remind us to send to our citizens the pictures. So we get in the Uber, we get to the stadium, and we start walking because it's like a distance to walk from where Uber drop off was to the stadium. So we walk in, Arcia's y'all, hold on. So she literally, y'all, she takes off her shoes, is walking barefoot from the
I
Uber
had
to
on
the
socks,
stadium.
not
Yeah.
barefoot. I had on socks.
And then so then I call over one of those like pedicabs and I was like, can you ride us to the thing? So we get in the pedicab, we get to the thing, we walk. So we had floor seats. We had like floor seats right there by the thing. So we walk into we show our tickets, get into the stadium, walk all the way down to the thing, and then the security lets into the thing. He's like, yeah, man, y'all need to have the blue wristbands. We're like, what blue wristbands? He's
So
like, the
I'm
blue wristbands.
furious at this point. I only have socks on. We walked quite a distance to get here.
A
So I'm
distance.
furious at this point.
so then so then me and Dewan were okay, let's go back and we're like, guys, we need to go back up again the thing. And these two girls were next to us. So we get to the top of the stairs and me and Dewan show the lady, she only had 3 passes. And then we showed the lady our tickets, and when there's one more, but then the two girls cut Arcia off, so they got the third one or the third and the fifth one. So then now Arcia is the only one that doesn't have a blue thing. So now we have to walk all the way back to where we entered the fucking stadium, but like the
Yes.
concert is starting. So like I'm like
No,
running.
the concert did
Arcia,
not start.
well, we didn't know. We thought it was gonna start. It was like 8:30 already. It's supposed to start. So then I'm
Mhm.
running so I can get the thing. Arcia is walking slow as hell. I'm the
Mind you,
one. I have
Kevin
my.
is furious. Furious.
I was
Okay,
mad. I was like, I'm not
furious.
missing this. I'm not
People
missing
were
it.
asking, "Oh my goodness, Monet, can we get a picture with you? Oh my God, Bob, can we?" Mind you, he's not Bob. Oh my God, Bob, can we get a picture with you? I was like, "I can't right now. I can't right now." I said, "Ooh, that's gonna be on a blog, child. That you was being rude."
Anyway, long story short, we went back to the thing. We got our tickets. We had a good time. It was a nice little best friend weekend. It was very cute.
Yes, we had a
Oh no! So at
fabulous.
the end, so y'all, I took a mushroom. So I'm like, so at the end of the concert, we're walking. We had to get another pedicab. We get to this gas station, and Arcia tried on my glasses. And something about Arcia with these glasses on it tickled me so bad. And when I tell y'all, I was like pissing myself, just
I
cracking
bet
up on the side
because
of
you
the
love to
way.
make a fool of me. Sure, but hold on, we could not get a car for at least an hour after we
Yeah, it
left
was
the
crazy.
arena. We were sitting at a random convenience store parking lot on the ground waiting for an Uber for like
Yeah,
at least an hour, and then we were
it was crazy.
starving. And then when we got back to the hotel around like 1:32, we just ordered IHOP and just ate on the couch.
It was lovely. It
Kevin's
was
dream. Kevin's dream.
you
True.
can forget my dream. I bet. Anyway, but I mean, it was a fun trip to Houston. I'm happy we all did it together. I'm happy we experienced the
Same.
Renaissance together. It was very nice.
Same. We were literally there less than 24 hours. We really didn't even sleep at all.
I know we didn't. We really didn't. And then
You
we
and I'm
thought
an
y'all weren't
early
gonna get
flight.
it
Yeah.
because they had that fucking hurricane in Jersey.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, y'all gonna miss the flight.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it all worked out.
Dewan was putting those thoughts in our mind.
He sure was. He always gotta bring the room down. I'm like, calm down, little boy.
Don't come for my best friend, sweetie.
That's my best friend too. See,
That's
Arcia
our.
does this thing. She calls everybody her best friend.
No, I do not call. That used to be me. That was the old me. I don't call everybody my best friend anymore. I
Oh, so
don't.
who right now? Who are your top 5 best friends?
What you're not going to do is entangle me and entrap me. So my best friends know who they are. Hello, best friends, and that's it. I don't have to name names. I don't have to name
why
names.
can't you? Why can't you say?
Why do I need to say who my best friends are? The way I look at it at this point, at this big age, whoever is in my life is considered a close friend.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I'm not someone that has like a whole bunch of friends. I have like my core, really tight group of best friends, and the rest are all other close friends. But like, I don't know. How do you feel about this? But I mean, I'm asking the question. I know the answer because Arcia likes a lot of people around her.
Oh my!
But like,
No, it's
I have
not
noticed
true.
Arcia.
I'm a people person. I'm like a magnet. Like people like me. I like people. I like to talk to people. I like to engage with people. I like to connect with people, but I'm not everybody's best friend and everybody is not my best friend. Now, I will admit there was a time in my life where I'm like, oh my goodness, this is my best friend, but not anymore.
Well, like for example, we're at the concert and Arcia was sitting next to a really nice young lady. They exchanged numbers. They're talking about hanging out in New Jersey together. I was like, you just met this person like 5 minutes ago. What do you mean?
Okay,
How does she have your number?
it was just banter. We're probably never gonna hang out. Ever. Just banter. We were at the Beyonce concert. Energy was high. We're just so happy to be there. You say all type of lies and shit at the Beyonce concert.
Oh my God. And then we sitting there waiting for the show to start. Arcia had like a hot dog, and she had some other stuff in her hand.
Kevin, it's a shame that you're lying to your viewers. I was about to say our viewers, but this is your show. But you know they're my viewers right now while I'm here. I did not eat a hot dog at all. You, Dewan, and I had whatever y'all brought us to drink, and that's all I had.
And then so we sitting down there, and the seats are pretty close. Arcia spills her whole drink on the lady in front of her, and I was
That is
so
true.
embarrassed.
That is true.
I couldn't even
That
look
is
because
true.
I knew the lady was mad. I was like, oh my god, she probably just
It
like,
was
can
an
y'all?
accident. We were all excited, and in all fairness to me, I did wipe her shirt off with a napkin. You know, I did try to make things right, but we were all excited. It was an accident. If you're listening, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry.
What would you say? Well, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'll tell you. I'll say that for a little bit later.
Okay.
See, yeah. I love how you got all done
Have
up.
you gone to any other concerts together?
Say it
Huh?
again.
Have you gone to any other concerts together?
No, we've not gone to
Yes.
any concerts.
Yes.
We did?
Well, mm, well,
No. I mean,
we went to some Broadway shows together.
yeah. We saw. I took us to see Strange Loop. We saw Moulin Rouge together.
Yes, we met JoJo.
JoJo. Yeah. Which now we're like IG friends, and we like DM and stuff all the time.
I saw she had on your merch. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I know, and JoJo's. Honestly, I have admired JoJo from since we were like kids. Like
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed with her
He
voice.
sings
So I'm like,
down for as long
sing
as I can remember.
down.
Yeah.
I mean, Arcia and I, we've been in a lot of concerts together, but like classical concerts. We've
Right.
done a lot of that.
Yeah.
One time, Arcia had this thing at her church. What was it for? And she was
So,
like,
oh my goodness. So I had like a little youth concert thing at the church. And I told Kevin at least a month in advance that I needed him to read a scripture at the concert.
a
He
month,
saw the
Arcia?
Okay, maybe 3 weeks. Okay. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay.
A week before.
He knew in advance time that he needed to prepare scripture. So they call his name to come up. He's all discombobulated all over the place. He trying to get through the pews, like, excuse me, bumping people, just causing a scene. At this point, I'm just absolutely mortified at this point. I'm embarrassed. He gets the microphone and he says, I just want to read something that's been in, I want to read a scripture that's been in my readings for the past couple of months or whatever. And then, so, if it's been in his readings for the past couple of months, then he should know the scripture. Then he says, do anybody got a Bible? I was just so embarrassed. I was just so mortified. It was a mess.
I don't know what I was reading. I said, Lord, let me get someone's Bible. Let me just find something to say in this Bible.
Jesus, he flipped to Genesis. In the beginning was whatever God created. I'm like, that ain't been in your readings, sweetie. That wasn't in your readings.
We also used to one of my in college. I guess we can. No, we'll wait till after the break to get into the topic. But we've had so many just ridiculous moments together about different things that happened. And I mean, because what I've known you for how many years now? 15? No,
Just
18.
about I don't know, child. I was 18.
Like, yeah, so 14, 15. Yeah, I guess 15 years. Oh my God. 15 years. Girl, Arcia, something happened today. Patty and I were doing something. Oh no, some kid in the Delta Lounge today. He's talking about Usher. Yay, like yeah. He's like, oh my God, we heard him. He was like, I love oldies like that. And I was like,
not oldies.
oldies.
Yikes.
Usher, yeah, is an oldies song now. Like the song we were like jamming to in high school. And
we're definitely getting up there. My alarm went off this morning. I got out the bed and I had so many nooks and crannies that cracked in my legs. I said, I gotta do better. I can't live like this.
Okay, let's take a break and we'll talk more about Usher being an oldie. Okay, we's black. Yeah, so like songs that we used to dance to in high school and shit, girl, that's soon gonna be like oldies. Like probably gonna start playing on oldie stations, and that to me is the sign, like, oh bitch, you're an old head now.
You getting up there. What let me ask you a question. What was one of your favorite songs, I would say, from maybe when we were in college that you think would be considered an oldie today?
I think Wayne got somebody. She is a beauty,
Oh
very
my
special.
god.
That's an oldie now for sure.
It's definitely an oldie for sure. It's definitely an
What
oldie.
about you?
Child, I don't all I know is that I was obsessed with Sierra. My goodies, not my goodies. I love Sierra. I love
I don't
Sierra.
think those are oldies yet. Like 1 2 Step, like those can't be oldies yet. Comment below. Do y'all think those are oldies? I don't
I
think
think
Sierra
those
music is oldies yet.
are early Sierra.
Nah, it's not
I feel
oldies
like she
yet.
came out when I was in high school, like maybe junior, senior year in high school. That's considered an
Yeah.
oldie.
Oh my god. Oh my
Yeah.
God, school. Okay, so Arcia and I, we met each other in college. Arcia's a year ahead of me, so she was a sophomore and I was a freshman. And Arcia, like a bunch of the kids in school, like y'all were from Jersey, so yeah. Also, y'all had like a year, so y'all were really tight knit. But I try to explain to people there were not a lot of black people at our school, right?
So they were not allowed. It's considered a predominantly white school, and so
For
anytime you
sure.
would see a new black face on campus, you guys just kind of gelled together. Like this is my family right here. So that's kind of what it was when you came on campus.
Yeah. And okay, and this I'm gonna ask you this, like, and be for real, be honest, like
I
for real, for real,
will.
for real. Did you think I was gay when you first met me?
Initially, no. Initially,
Why? Why?
initially, no. I just wasn't getting gay vibes at all. I just wasn't. But you know clearly my gaydar is at that time. At that time was not where it is today. Um, so no, I didn't think that at all actually. But I
Okay,
remember
so I
the
guess
very
I was
first time I
giving.
found out
How did you find out? I don't remember. Did I tell you or did you find
when we
out?
were at your apartment and we was laying in the bed because we were
On
always
the
spending
bed?
because Kevin always he loved to spend time with me. And his favorite thing was laying in the bed with snacks. So we would come
No, that
together
was
late.
you.
We would
That
come
was
together
you.
late after a long day of classes, lay in the bed with snacks, and just talk. So we were laying in the bed one day, and he just kind of shared that he was talking to somebody, and he told me that it was a guy, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I went back and told Dewan because Kevin told my business to Dewan, Dewan told my business to Kevin. So, and Dewan, of course, pretended like he didn't know, and then it just all came out.
And it all came out. Work. Oh my god, I do remember that. Yeah. Okay. First, also, it wasn't like when I told you you like Kevin for real, and I was like, yeah, you like. Oh my god, for real.
I was like,
That's
for real? Oh my god, I
oh
was.
my god, I used to hate that apartment because one of my roommates was so hairy, and the bathroom would have so much hair
That but the
all the
only clean
time.
part in that whole apartment was your room.
Was my
Everything
room.
else, I made sure I used the bathroom before I came over there. I would have rather pissed in the woods before
That
exposing
shit
my
was
bare butt in your bathroom.
because it was what I did. I have my own bath. I think I had my own bathroom.
Did you? I
I
can't
don't
remember.
remember because I don't remember showering because I know if I would have showered where they showered, I would have used shower shoes. I didn't have shower shoes. I think I had my own bathroom. I like lucked out because I had like the basement
You
room
did
that
have
had
the
my own
basement. Yes,
bathroom.
yes, yes. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
that was wild. Oh my
Y'all, another
god.
wild time that I remember in college that lives rent free in my mind. So
What?
I was done with classes for the day, getting ready to wind down, and Kevin called my phone and told me how hungry he was. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like I'm
Yeah,
tired.
just me.
I already showered. Like I'm tired. Blah, blah, blah. He like just run with me. I'm gonna drive. So we get in his Nissan Maxima. It was
I had
hunter
my
green.
first car. It was
It's
a green
a
1996 Nissan
green
Maxima.
Nissan Maxima. So he wanted to go to Wawa. It's cool. Wawa was maybe only like 5 minutes from campus, not far
So
at
yeah,
all.
Wawa was like in like Jersey and Pennsylvania. It's like their 7-Eleven. It has like snacks, like deli stuff, gas. It's
Look
like
at
yeah.
look at Kevin getting excited talking about it. Yes, it's a one-stop shop. Okay. And so we drive to Wawa. We're in there, and Kevin is like a kid in a candy store. I want the cookies, the cakes, the pies, the candy, the ice cream bars, everything. Just a
You
field
so
day.
damn rude.
So after we get all of the snacks, we get in the car excited. He's excited to get back to campus. So he puts the key in the ignition and nothing. Nothing. The car doesn't start. The car doesn't make a beep. So
Girl.
and then he asked the police officer if the police officer could take us home. The police officer like, but no. So
You
did we
like,
end up walking
no.
home?
I don't remember what we had to do. I don't remember what we did, but we were just stranded outside this fucking Wawa.
With snacks.
And then here's the thing, though. I look back, I'm like, because y'all, this is in the very affluent town of Princeton, New Jersey. It's a very rich town, and I'm like, do you think if we were white kids, that those officers would have like did more to help us?
Question. That's a question. Kevin, that's a great question. I don't know.
Like we're just two college kids. We're stranded. We didn't really have. I don't know why we didn't have our. Maybe we did have. I don't remember. Maybe we did. Maybe because I think Arcia was so excited to get like some snacks that she had made us
Keep in
leave our
mind, Kevin
phone.
called me to go to Wawa, so you know who was excited. And at that
Yeah,
time,
but
Uber did not exist, so it's not like
you had just scurried out the bed. I saw you. Them damn feet were moving so fast. You were so excited to go to the fucking Wawa. So don't try it.
Child, you was like Fred Flintstone. Them feet was hitting that gas like nobody business trying to get the Wawa, sweetie. Okay, so that's what I recall. Okay,
And then I think I told the story before. So for some reason, I got really into boomerangs in college. I was like really.
This is very triggering for me. This is very triggering for me because I still have the mark somewhere on my head from this. This is very triggering.
I got really into boomerangs. So I found this website called boomerangs.com. And like they like all these different boomerangs, and then I was like reading up on them from Australia and the indigenous folk, like how they got to be like so thick. I was like, ruins boomerang. So I ordered these boomerangs, they arrive at the school, and our school we had this big quad. Like it was a small campus, but we had like a big quad in the middle where the library was, our dorm was on one side, other dorms there, and that's where everyone would kind of hang out in the spring. So I'm just on the quad, like learning how to do boomerang, like throwing it back. It's like kind of coming back or not, whatever. Arcia, I think she was walking. She was either coming from lunch or going to lunch. I don't remember. And then she was passing.
No, no. You tried it.
Arcia's passing by, and I was like, Arcia, look, let me show you girl, I can do boomerangs now. So I throw the boomerang, it comes back, and it hits Arcia right in the head, and she goes straight down. Now
I have the picture. You guys can insert the picture.
Yeah, send me that picture too. Now I don't know if y'all can tell, Arcia's a very animated person. Arcia is very over the top. So I'm thinking she's just like being extra. I'm like, Arcia, stop playing. It did not hit you that hard. I go over and she is leaking blood. Like blood is just pouring. I was like, oh my God. And then so they take her to the hospital.
So they called the ambulance and I'm rushed to the hospital in the ambulance. So I get to the hospital and the dean of students come to the hospital and I saved your behind. I saved you because the dean
my behind?
No, because the dean said, Arcia, are you sure this is an accident? Because we can press charges right now. And I said, no, it was an accident. But thinking back, I should have said, yeah, press the charges. Press them. Press them. And because of that, they banned boomerangs from campus. They actually put it in the policies book that you cannot have boomerangs on campus because of you.
Yes, they made an amendment to the bylaws of the college saying that boomerangs are now considered weapons on campus and they're no longer allowed because Arcia
he act like he's from Australia and he took training and boomerang. That thing hit me in the head and I had to get stitches.
Yes.
And not only that, let me just say this. When I went to Kevin's house, he has the boomerang hanging on his wall as decoration. The same boomerang that was used in assaulting me is on the wall.
I still have the boomerang, y'all, at my house because it was my first boomerang. I love boomerangs. Even when Bob went to Australia for the first time, he bought me some boomerangs. I still like boomerangs. I think they're very cool.
Okay. I'm very traumatized from boomerangs to this day.
Can you explain how a boomerang works? Like, how does it come back?
So the boomerang is, as y'all know, it's like this, either like a V or like an R. They have different shapes. They can either be very like this or more like that. And from what I've learned in my readings, the ones that are this way, they cut the air sharper, so they have a more acute angle of return. Whereas the ones that are wider, they can travel more, and they kind of mimic the shape of that they are in their return. And
Pay for us from
and
Yes.
it's not.
Oh.
Say it again, Jacob. Oh, and it's not like an
You
exact
explain something.
science. Like I don't know exactly how to do it, but like you hold if it's
Clearly.
like this, like if it's like this, you're holding this side and you throw it this way, and it's supposed to come back. But it's like a cheap boomerang from like boomerangs.com. It was probably just really cheaply made. So I don't think not.
Well,
Yeah, it
whatever
was.
boomerang they had a sharp blade on it because it took my forehead off. That's why,
So
in all honesty, that's why I only wear swoops to this day, like this. So it can
Arcia,
cover that.
bullshit. Y'all believe that shit if y'all want to. Arcia is so full of shit. Full of it. Anyway, I want to talk about. So we're talking about school education. So I went to school for music education. Arcia, what did you do?
So I got a bachelor of arts in music. So I have a bachelor's in music essentially.
In music, yeah. And then so because like that's what like a lot of people out of school were three, either performance, education, or BA in general music. And
Now
then
my
so I did
bachelor's is in performance and vocal pedagogy.
viticulture. Okay. And then so undergrad, I went to do education because my family was like, listen, if you're gonna do fucking go and do this music shit, you need to have an education to back it up so that you can do something in case the singing doesn't work out. So that's why I really did education. I started out first, my first like semester was performance and education. I was like, it was way too much. It was too much fucking work. So I dropped the performance and I just did education because with the education degree, you were getting pretty much the same classes as the
Right.
performance majors because my primary instrument was voice. So it's just like one or two that I wasn't gonna get per semester, which was fine. But so did you ever want to teach in undergrad or no?
Absolutely not. I just knew I was going to be the next black Beyonce of opera. I did not want to. I did not want to teach at all. I did not want to go into education. That was not the trajectory for me.
Yeah. And I like to teach. I wanted to teach. I taught for what, a year after I graduated on the Lower East Side, but and it was fulfilling. But I don't know, like the bug to perform more was like stronger for me. So that's why I like left education after like a year and I
I get
did
it.
that work like Portland Opera. And then obviously the rest is history. And then I started doing drag and here we are. But can you talk about like your journey with education and stuff? So bachelor's of arts.
So I graduated in 2012 with my Bachelor of Arts in Music, and then I went right back to school. I went to grad school, and I got a master's in voice.
Why did you go right back? That's
I
crazy to
went
me.
right back because I had no freaking clue what the hell I was gonna do. I had no
Right.
job lined up, and I just didn't want to go back home and not have anything lined up. So I knew that I
Right.
can get back in school right away. So I went back to school to get my master's in voice performance and voice pedagogy, which is essentially the science of the voice. And then I graduated, and then Dr. Miller got my first big girl gig. I did Spoleto Festival. I was in Porgy and Bess in Charleston, South
Oh,
Carolina.
word. Can I just
Yeah, so I
say,
was
I
out
would
there.
love to do a Porgy and Bess. I don't know who's listening out there. I would love to do a Porgy and
You should be
Bess.
Bess.
No, I want to be Porgy, but like make it a drag. I don't know how that would work with the storyline. It wouldn't make any sense because they're lovers, but
They
I
are.
don't know.
They are.
I would love to do a Porgy and
You
Bess.
you
Anyway,
and I
sorry.
actually did a duet together in Aria from Porgy and Bess. We did
We
Bess
did.
Porgy
Bess
was
Use My
whatever.
Woman.
Yeah. You killed it.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, on campus, people used to like I had a very good reputation for my voice. Because
Absolutely.
I was a bass. I was the lowest bass in one of the audition choirs.
hmm
So that was like always like a good look. But anyway, sorry. So then you got your master's in voice pedagogy and performance, and then
hmm Then, like I said, Charleston, Porgy and Bess, and after that, I was just like doing some gigs. I was in the Kathleen Battle Choir. You remember when I sang at the Met and all of that.
yeah.
So that was kind of like an ongoing gig for a little bit. I did some stuff with Pierre Moss, which is a designer out of New York City. So I did a lot of New York Fashion Week, singing with that. I was also a part of Trilogy Opera, which is an opera company in Newark. So they had many operas. And then what I didn't want to do, I ended up doing. So I went into education because just the gigs were so inconsistent, and I had bills to pay. So I went into education. I became a full-time music teacher, and I want to say 2018 or 17, one
Mhm.
of those. And I was teaching for about four or 5 years, and then I
What
went
what
back
age did you teach?
K through four, kindergarten through fourth grade. full time.
That's the age I taught in New York, and I have to say, I love that age range. I love that. I love K through 5 because in music ed, when you have to do praxis or practicum, like when you teach and when you're a student teacher, the fucking middle school kids are so annoying. I did not enjoy teaching middle school kids. All right, let's take a break. We'll talk more about teaching y'all badass kids. All right, we're back. And then so I don't fucking like teaching middle school kids, and I never taught high schoolers, but it seemed like high schoolers. Well, I mean, sorry, in practicum, I did teach high school for like in practicum, you do it for a month each, and K through 5 was my favorite. High school was like if I had to, sure I can, and middle school I was like I never want to teach middle school because they were just fucking annoying, and I did not like middle school kids.
So when I taught K through 4, I was absolutely obsessed with kinder. Kinder could do no wrong in my eyes. Like,
Yeah.
and if you have a bad day, just teach kindergarten, because it would be like, Miss Stokes, I love your shoes. And if one person says it, then everyone is looking for something to compliment. Oh my God, Miss Stokes, I love your shoes. I love your hair. And I'm like, yes, let me just bask in the compliments. But so now I'm currently so I stopped teaching and I went back to school. So I am finishing my doctorate now in education. And so now I'm teaching K through 8. And I think I like the older kids better at this point.
Really?
Yes, because it's less babying I have to do. And I'm very direct with them. So I just feel like I can get straight to the point. I can teach in a way that they understand without having to break it down in such a very elementary way of understanding. And I know they're elementary, but it's just like, I love the older kids.
Yeah, I guess it's because in middle school, like, first of all, I mean, I've told so many stories on this podcast, yo. I know I was like a fucking mess of a middle schooler. So I just feel like in middle school, they're trying to be cool and like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't vibe with them, the little ones. And I feel like you're literally, yeah, you're like teaching them
the little
everything.
ones also, like, they tell you everything. Like, oh, Savannah looked at me. Oh, Savannah touched the doorknob. Oh, Savannah farted.
But
I don't care. So
what
after a while, it becomes annoying. Like, okay.
Do you remember in college, Dr. Kowarski?
That was an unhinged man.
Dr. Kowarski was unhinged. He would do some crazy shit.
Unhinged. You know, he actually sending me like messages on LinkedIn now, every now and again.
Does he really?
Yeah, about like different projects he's involved in and things like that.
Dr. Kowarski, I remember Dr. Kowarski because he was openly gay. Mm-hmm. He was opening out. He was very eccentric, and you know, at that point, since I was still in the closet, anytime I would meet someone who was like, who was like open and gay, I was always like just gagged. I'm like, wow, like one day, hopefully I can do that and like be open about my truth. I really did. And so that's why I really liked him, even though he was crazy. I mean, I used to try to teach. Oh my God, can I say this? I don't know if they'll try to like take my degree away. You got your degree
now. Go ahead.
I used to try to cheat on his test so hard, and only. Okay, I'm about to say, hold on. I was successful maybe twice, because so what I would do is he would give us like these sheets to study for his test. I would make like a master sheet with all the information on it. And then I would get one of those like see-through folders, and then on the top part of the folder,
yes, you would.
I would put my cheat sheet, and I would pull it out so I could use something to rest on to do my test. And then I would I would peek in there to try to like find answers and shit. Because y'all, I'm sorry.
You always say, oh, because I pay too much to fail. I pay too much money.
I pay too much to fail.
But you can't. There's no way to cheat in music theory, though. How do you cheat in music theory? It's kind of like math. How do you cheat in math? How?
I mean, how do you cheat in math?
Okay, so like if in music theory, if you have a score and they're like analyze measure 2, what is the chord progression in measure 2? How do you cheat? How do you cheat with that?
It's like which one is in Phrygian mode? Which one is in Lydian? Like I wouldn't remember exactly. Okay. Like stuff like that, I would cheat on. But the hardest one we probably took was fucking music historiography. That shit.
Music which history is why I failed it the first time.
That shit was hard. Like about fucking Hildegard of Bingen and fucking Byzantine. Like I was like, yo, music history was such a hard class.
And what made me mad? Okay, can we talk about Black composers and musicians, because there's plenty of them. But this, we did have Jubilee. where they did sing a lot of
Jubilee.
songs by African American composers and writers. So,
Yeah.
that was good to
I
have that
feel
on
like
campus.
they gotta always make our shit sound like we fucking slaves fighting for freedom. Like, can y'all be in the can y'all be in the Jubilee choir? It just seems like we just gotta wade in the fucking water.
Wade in the water. Soon a change gonna come. Okay, like Jesus, we get it. We get it. Can we stop talking about our black struggles with music? We've come a long way since then.
A mighty long way.
Mighty.
Um, so yeah, that was also voice science was a hard class too, because like you learning about like all like the parts of the thing and like the
I thought it was
when you get to
interesting.
college, I guess that's what college is for, though, right? Like, if you're not learning in college, well, bitch, why the fuck are you there? Like, you got to be learning.
Listen, I will sit through voice science all day before I have to sit through a math class because I fucking hate. Ooh, can I curse on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot what podcast I'm on. I will sit through a voice science class all day before I sit through math. I hate math. I
Yeah.
absolutely hate math.
Have we ever been in a big fight before? Like one where we didn't talk? I don't think so.
You and I never really get into really anything. We'll have our little snarky comments, but it's not. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you never. And then over with Dewan. You and Dewan have more. You and Dewan have more of that than me.
We do because the one I had to get him together many times. I have to reel him in. That's
You have to.
reel him in like a little
Yeah,
fish.
like with any of my besties, I've never like fallen out with my bestie. Even Bob, we've had like maybe two big fights, and with you, not really. I think Dewan and I have had like maybe one, maybe two.
Mhm.
Like Jay and I had a big fight one time. We stopped talking. Kamika and I've known Kamika for 20 years now, and so we like both long ago we had like big fights, but not in the past like 10 years, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I don't
I
feel like
mean,
you're very, but I don't feel like you're. I don't feel like you really like conflict.
yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm good until I'm not good. Like it takes a lot to bring me to that point.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you were mad at me a little bit in college because I mean, I'm not gonna say any names, but Arcia was dating someone that we found out was gay, and I knew, and
Please tell
Arcia
the
was a little.
story. Please go ahead.
Wait, what do you mean?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell the story, and then I'll tell my side.
Well, Arcia was involved with someone. So back in college, again, I was in the closet, right? But I was still on things like Craigslist and Adam for Adam. Adam for Adam was like a hookup app back then.
What was you
And
doing
then
on Craigslist? Selling cars, selling parts?
no, trying to find dick on Craigslist.
Yeah, so you were selling a part.
So one time I'm on Adam for Adam and I see someone close to me because it was kind of like Grindr. It would show you how far people were, I think. And then I see this profile and I was like, wait, the person's face wasn't in it, but I could tell by the room and the body. I was like, is that?
And the sheets.
And the sheets. I was like, that looks really familiar. So I didn't say anything. And then I go on again a few days later and I see it again. And I was like, yo, that's definitely who I think it is. But Arcia and this person were together for a long time. I did not feel like it was my place to like out this person, even though I'm like, if this person's out here, do like I had a more dilemma because I was like, I want to like let my best friend know, but I also don't want to out this person. So
Can I speak now?
go ahead.
So Kevin saw that the individual I was dating was on a gay site. Like we were dating, like in a relationship. And
Yeah.
so what Kevin proceeded to do
For a long
was
time, a couple
for a
years.
long time, we actually went to the same high school. We were dating in high school and then went to college together. So what Kevin
Yeah.
proceeded to do was tell Dewan. So Kevin and Dewan knew they were in cahoots. They knew what, and I was the only one in La La Land. So my thing is, as my best friend, if you see an individual that I'm dating on a gay site, it is your duty. It is your obligation to tell me because your loyalty lies with me. If I saw someone you were dating on a gay site, straight site, whatever, I'm going to tell you as your best friend, like, hey,
So you
here's
mean
a
not
heads
about?
up.
So
So
you say not?
I just feel like you played me.
So you say not on like an outing thing, but like someone that I'm monogamously dating is on a hookup site like that.
I would tell you. Yes, I would. You should
Yeah,
know.
I get that. And but that was my dilemma because the person clearly wasn't out. So I'm like, I want to tell you on account of yo, you guys are like boyfriend and girlfriend and you guys are like monogamous. Like because the concept of open was not even a thing back then. Like
Absolutely
that's
not.
not a thing. So I was like, I want to
Absolutely.
tell her on account of like your boyfriend that you are or you're just only with him is clearly me hooking up with other people. But I had my internal struggle of I'm in the closet, and I know if I tell you that, that means I'm outing him. So it was kind of like both.
It's not like you're outing him, putting it on social media, telling the entire campus, but I'm actively in a relationship with him.
I know,
And
I
so
know.
at the very least, you could have gave me a heads up.
Can
So
y'all
looking,
comment below?
Arcia, how did you find out?
I'm gonna say, can y'all comment below what y'all would have done in that situation? I still think about like I still think about like what, and even today, real tea talking to you, I don't know what the right answer is. I'm still like
I
I
was just
don't
going to ask you
know.
that. So thinking back now, do you feel like you would have done anything differently?
I don't. I still don't know. I still struggle with it. I really
Wow.
do.
Yeah, I truly question our friendship at this point. I
No,
really do.
I just feel
That's like
bad.
if that's like if you and okay, continue.
What?
How
You
did you
can
find
say it.
out?
You can say it. You can say it.
That's like if you and Andy are in a relationship and I see Andy on Grinder and you guys are in a closed monogamous relationship, why wouldn't I tell you as my best friend?
I know,
And
Arcia.
if you found out that I knew and didn't tell you, you would be furious.
I would be very mad. Yes, you're correct.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
then why wouldn't you give me that same courtesy?
Because he is not gay. I mean, he would. It was like,
Clearly he was if he was on Grinder.
but we're already in a gay relationship. Is what I'm saying. Jacob, do you understand what I'm saying? Jacob, what would you do?
I would just let it be, but I probably also wouldn't tell anybody else. Like, why did you tell
Exactly.
Dewan?
Because because I had to tell somebody I knew that I had to because I was gagged. I was like, oh my god! And then later come to find out, honey, they was tiptoeing around the other guy. Girl, it was such messy drama. I cannot. It was so messy.
Wait, Arcia, how did you find out about
Oh yeah,
this?
how
How
did
did
you
you
find
find
out?
out in the end?
Years later, Dewan told me.
Oh
Years
yeah.
later, and I asked Dewan, I said, well, Dewan, why didn't you tell me then? And he was like, because RC, I knew that if I would have told you, it wouldn't have changed anything. You would have still stayed with him, and I would have had to fight him
Well,
in a dorm.
now
He was like, I would have had to fight him in a dorm hallway just for telling you.
now y'all, that is a very important distinction because Arcia she would rather fight you and beat you up about and she would have stayed in their relationship even everything I told her. So
But Jacob,
that is also part.
here's my thing. It's your job as my best friend to give me that information, and what I decide to do with that information is then now my business. You understand? So if I stayed with him, left him, beat him up on camp, either way, you did your job and you told me, and now it's on me. And you missed
But then
step
me and
one.
him would not be cool and you cool with him.
Y'all wasn't even cool anyway.
We wasn't, but we were cordial, like we were in the same
No, he would have had to
fraternity.
just been mad at himself for not telling me. That's all. That's
Yeah.
how that go. But
Yeah.
we passed that now. I need to maybe talk to my therapist about it because it just brought up emotion. I got a session on Monday.
Oh my god, you've been in therapy for a while. I think I'm gonna get a therapist.
I think you should. I think everyone should get a therapist. It's great to have someone to talk to. Most people don't seek out. Let me not say most people, but there are some people who do not seek out therapy until they're in a crisis. And so I
Right.
suggest I look at it as being preventative care, right? Like
Yeah.
here, therapy provides you with the tools you need to kind of navigate through this crazy ass world. And I think I'm a better person because of therapy. I'm not perfect, but I'm better equipped to handle life, I feel.
So you're about to be 35 years old
I'm not about
with
to be 35. I'm about to be 34.
34, sorry. Right, 34
Thank
years old. And you're about to have you're gonna be a doctor at 34 years old. That's kind of wild.
That is crazy. That is
Are
crazy.
you super No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And that is crazy. And I'm getting ready to defend my dissertation, and it's been so much work. And everyone keeps asking me, like, what are you going to do after you get this doctorate? And I'm like, honey, I want to be in entertainment. I really just got it because it was a full ride. I don't know what I want to do with it. I don't even know if I'll ever use it. But I want, one thing people can't take away from you is your education, right? You can be in the
Yeah.
industry and somebody say, oh, you're too fat or you're not cute enough, but no one can ever take your education away from you. So once I
Yeah.
graduate with my doctorate, I'm still going to try to, act and do my thing. But, it was important for me to complete my education, and I always wanted to complete it with a doctorate. So I joined the
Word.
2% because only 2% of people in the world actually are holders of doctorate degrees. Look it up
Are you?
yourself.
Is that? Are you sure about that statistic? That
Have
sounds
have
really,
Ja-
really
have,
small.
have Jacob fact check. Yes, I'm sure.
Jacob, can you fact check that, please?
Yeah, what am I looking
What's the
for?
percentage of people who hold doctorate degrees?
I'm gonna say it's more like 8%.
Okay. Unless it went up this yesterday, then it was 2%.
Wait, so when you defend it, so that means it's a room of people, and you just like talk about your research.
So the way it works is, so in order to graduate your doctorate, you have to take all of your coursework, your classes.
Hmm.
After you complete your classes, you have to write a dissertation. So essentially, a dissertation is a body of work where you identify a problem or malpractice, and then you come up with research that supports that this is an actual problem, and then you do research to figure out how you can fix the problem. And so it's a 5-chapter document. And it's just a lot of work, a lot of research, a lot of interviews. It's just a lot. So I defend mine actually next week.
Work.
And my
Should
topic is the experience of Black students at PWIs versus those at HBCUs and how to bridge the gap.
Predominantly white institutions and historically Black
Correct.
colleges and
Correct.
universities.
Correct. Correct.
Correct. Jacob,
And Google says
how much is it?
less than 2% of the world's population has a doctorate. According to the US Census Bureau, only 1.2% of the US population has a PhD.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Get it. Congratulations, Stokes. I have a question for you.
Are you coming to my graduation?
It's next May. I mean, I hope so.
I gave you the date, sweets.
I know, but Arcia, like, let's say something. Okay, so this is something Arcia and I had a little tiff over recently of her not feeling supported by me, even though I try my best to support Arcia as best as I can from a distance because we don't live in the same or close to each other anymore.
Absolutely.
But we got that together. I gather her like a ponytail.
Honey, I gathered you like a ponytail. Okay?
Do you
Gathered you
since we
so
went
good.
to
If you had binoculars, you couldn't see me. Okay?
so we went to a PWI, a predominantly white institution. Is there any part of you that was like, man, I should have went to a HBCU? Do you feel like that ever?
I wish that I had the HBCU experience. I really
know.
wish I had that experience. Just
I know.
to have 4 years of being around people who look like me, who understand my cultural customs, who understand
Yeah.
identity. I wish I had that. I feel like my freshman year at at Rider, I just was trying to find my stride, trying to find my way because, to be frank, I didn't always feel like I fit in certain spaces, and that's cool. I don't feel like
Oh
people
yeah, for
understood
sure.
my who I was, my cultural customs, and it was just hard for me. And then I think by the time sophomore year came, I was like, I don't give a damn. Y'all gonna get this blackness, and it just is what it is.
Yeah, it definitely was a lot of that there at Westminster. Again, great school, but there was a lot of obviously looking back with like a 2023 lens and like all the knowledge that I have now. There was so much microaggressive behavior that I didn't realize was happening, and I was entertaining and not speaking up and saying shit because I didn't want to be that token Black kid. But there was so much of that going on, and just didn't even realize
Oh,
it
baby,
was
I was a
always happening.
token. If I didn't like something, I remember one time I had a conversation with the president of the campus, like because it was a comment made to another Black student on campus, and I was like, "This is unacceptable." If I have to have, what's his name? Not Johnny Cochran. What's the other one? Al Sharpton will be on this campus tomorrow. If y'all don't figure it out, I'm not playing.
Yeah, for sure. But But also, Arcia, we would be completely different people if we did not go to Westminster. Like, that's the part too. But again, maybe I would have been a whole different person for a good set of reasons if I went to HBCU. Like, you never fucking know. Like, I wish there was a way to kind of like there's like some type of app or some invention someone's gonna make that you can see what your life would have been had you done XYZ. Like, I'm so curious to see what my life would have been if I went to an HBCU. Like, how different would I
I
have
already
been?
know how my life would have been, honey. If I would have went to a HBCU, I probably would have been pregnant. And I'm gonna tell you why, because there's some fine black ass men at them HBCUs, honey. Okay? And I probably would have been pregnant, or I think that would have been the only downshift of me going. But I think I would have had a much better college experience. When you think about homecoming, like our school did a homecoming, but what was that? What
That
truly
shit
was
was
that?
so yo. I'm sorry, y'all. The caucasity at our school was just so. I mean, overtly just Caucasianly just
They're
bad.
not
And
trying to
no
hide.
offense, yeah, no offense to y'all who are of the
No
Caucasian
shade,
variety,
because we love
but
all
our
people.
school was just white. I mean like green bean casserole with mayonnaise white. Just like I mean potato salad with raisins and walnuts. Like just a
Okay, like pumpkin
white
pie.
school.
Okay,
Pumpkin spice white is
okay.
the school was.
But one thing
It
I
was kind of wild.
enjoyed though, even though there was a small community of black people, I feel like we together enhanced our college, our collegiate experience. So we
For
made
sure.
our own fun. So I think that was an anchor for me in undergrad.
I agree. Do you know who I was obsessed with in college? He was one of your friends. So Arcia used to, because Arcia is an AKA. Oh, I want to ask you two things I want to talk to you about. Arcia is an AKA.
The
And
first
so
black sorority, okay, founded in 1908 at Howard University. Thank you.
well, you've heard, which we can probably talk about. So, y'all, we're gonna do part one on our podcast, and we're gonna continue part two on our Cia's podcast because I want to talk about. You heard about that story with that little girl wearing the AKA shirt.
I did hear about that. Someone actually texted me about that, asking me what I would do and what I thought about it.
Okay, well, we'll say that. We'll continue that conversation of yours. But I was gonna say, so
Okay.
our C used to hang out. So Westminster Choir College, we were the music school of Rider University, and their campus was like 20 minutes away. So our
Mhm.
C used to hang out there a lot because she had a lot of friends there from high school and stuff like that. And she used to hang out with. There were a lot of cute boys at Rider, a lot of cute black boys, and I used to be obsessed with that boy. I think his name was Reggie.
There was a couple Reggie, so I'm just trying to remember which one.
He was on the basketball team or he was in some type of athletics.
Oh
That
yes, yes,
Reggie.
yes, 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 Reggie. Yes, yes, yes,
I just think
yes.
he was so hot. Is he gay now?
I don't know. I don't know anything about that man's life right now. I don't know nothing about his life. Okay. I did hang out a lot on the main campus. I had a lot of friends there, and so I was involved in that campus. But also, that campus had a lot more black people, so I
Yeah,
felt more
yeah,
at home on that campus. So
yeah. RC also put me in honest. RC did my makeup for the first time, and I had the picture of it. So, like I
I
told
have to
y'all, our
put on my
school
screensaver every time you call to keep you humble.
is it really my screensaver picture?
I swear to you, it's your screensaver.
You so damn rude. Let me show you what mine is. Is it mine of you is a picture of the Kool Aid Man busting through a
Mine,
wall like you.
mine of you is a picture of a ribeye of hamburger.
Brisket Betty. Anyway,
Okay, okay. You know what? Let me. Okay, ham hot
so
Harry.
so so we had the drag ball at our
Or
school.
Harriet, whatever you want to do today.
We had the drag ball at our school. So
Talk
I was
about the
like, you know
drag
what?
ball. That's when we first met Peppermint.
Yeah, we were at Peppermint. They brought Peppermint in from New York City because our school was about like 2 hours away from the city, and they brought it into the drag ball where all the freshmen, a lot predominantly freshmen, and like some sophomores here, and they would get up and drag, and Peppermint would host the show. She would perform for us. We would do runaways and shit like that. So I knew the drag ball was coming, but I was still straight. So I was trying to act like yeah, like what like,
And at that
everybody's like,
point, I was like, give it up. We know. It's okay. Living your truth.
and RC was like, "You should get in drag." I was like, "Nah, I don't want to get in drag." Like for what? Meanwhile, I was like, "Bitch, I want to get in drag so bad." So I go to fucking Target. I get this fucking business lady outfit. I fucking get this wig from
This
somewhere.
blonde, dingy, dusty wig.
And Arcia did my makeup. This is the picture of Arcia doing my makeup. It was so bad.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was.
terrible makeup.
I did the best
You
I
played the fuck out
could
of me.
with what
You
I
played
with
me.
what I had.
You played the fuck out of me with that makeup. It was disgusting.
You let me tell you something. Kevin loved how he looked that day. Okay, he couldn't get out the mirror, twirling around. You had them
That's not true.
Payless shoes on them, them
The
Payless
Payless shoes.
pumps, them black ones. They were black. I'm
The
like,
black
sweetie, give it up. Jesus. Yes.
Okay, so this is part one of this episode. Oh, Arcia, what is the name of your podcast so we can find the second episode?
So the name of my podcast is A Note from Stokes. My last name is Stokes, and you can find me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, basically anywhere where podcasts are streamed, you can find me. A Note from Stokes.
And Stokes is spelled Stokes. A note from Stokes.
Stokes.
Yes, a note from Stokes to see part two of a sibling rivalry X Arcia. Well, Monet X Arcia because we've
Arcia,
X Bob.
Is there any other social media or anything else you want to plug?
Oh yeah, any
Yes,
social
you
media you
all
want to
can
plug?
also follow me. I'm on Instagram at Arcia Stokes. That's Arcia Stokes Stokes. And come talk to me and let's have fun.
Come talk to me, girl. Don't invite that. You're gonna get a lot of messages.
I have got a lot of messages.